Alright, so our product and our company name is the EcoPen. Alright, so about us, my name is JT Ludman, and then this is Joey Spicer. And our problem that we wanted to try and solve was just like a biodegradable product. And so the problem that we ran into was most of like utensils made, like pans and mechanical pencils, are made of non-recyclable materials that just end up being pollution. And so we looked at all the stats and the statistics of them, and 1.6 billion pens just in US annually alone get bought every single year. And all those are plastic, non-recyclable materials. And so if you put that into perspective, in 20 years, 32 billion non-recyclable plastic pens get bought every single year, every 20 years. And so we got a quote from a website that we did a lot of research on, and disposable pens are no small problem. And then the link right here is for the website that we got our information off of. And so our solution was to create pens made out of hemp. And so we thought this was a really great idea because the environmental benefits of it is, so if you don't know, but hemp in soil, if you merge it with soil, it actually gives nutrients to the soil. And so my dad does a lot of farming down by the border and everything like that. And so he uses hemp in the summer to grow his crops even better because it blends in with the soil and gives it nutrients. And then also doing this with our biodegradable and recyclable materials is it will remove plastic waste from oceans and stuff like that. We know it's insignificant compared to all the pollution in the world, but at least we're doing something that it can help us with, help the whole entire world with. And so that was kind of our idea behind it. All right, and so this is gonna be our landing page for our website. And right here, this was our prototype. Today we actually ran into some problems with our prototype, so we weren't actually able to bring it today. But we have the pictures of it, and it's pretty basic. It's just gonna be a biodegradable pen. So the prototype that we were working on is the whole entire base in it is going to be the hemp piece, and we were gonna make the bottom, the piece where like the ink comes out, hemp as well. But so it takes some time to obviously do that. We didn't have the money to actually build all that yet. And so this was just our landing page. Move to the next slide. All right, and then if you scroll down onto our website, it's gonna have an About Us page, and it's just our goals and kind of who we are. And we go to high school, explaining that we're a business run through high school. And so that's kind of just all about this slide. And we have our Get Connected button, which is linked to our Instagram. And for the next slide, this is gonna be our Instagram right here. And so this is my favorite part because I did a lot of the advertisement stuff and like the social media stuff. And so our Instagram is going to be recognized under a business service right here. And so what that means is all the retail stores that are on Instagram as well that signed up as a business account will be able to see our promotions once we start making them. So if we made our final product and posted a picture of it, we promote it through Instagram's basic promotional services, and the retail stores all around America, if we wanted to, even the world, can see our product. And so that was really interesting. And it's like, it's a little bit, it costs some money, but it's nothing near like the advertising that like we would have to spend. This is a way cheaper way of doing it, and a lot of kids will be interested in it and everything like that. So our target market, we were looking towards a lot of the teenagers, because the reason why we're gonna do this is because we wanna target TikTok, especially because there's a whole algorithm based off all those social medias that I've been looking into, and we wanted to make a viral product off of it. And so kind of just like a fad that everyone is interested in, you know, because everyone wants to be biodegradable and eco-friendly these days now. And so we wanted to do this way to blow up our publicity for the product. And in Texas alone, our target market will be Texas. It's going to be 7 million teenagers in Texas alone. And so our market value is going to be $14 million. And so if we succeed with that, if we succeed with the state of Texas, our potential market value can become $525 million through the entire United States, which that is 75 million teenagers in the United States. All right, and so our competitors right here, we scoured Amazon, all the websites, and we found kind of the most closest to our product. And so I wanted to compare and contrast the differences. And so ours, first of all, is going to be made out of hemp versus paper and wood. So like this one down here, this is made out of paper, recycled paper. And then right up here, this is wood scraps that were infused together to make a pen. And so the difference between ours is our durability. Our durability is probably the main part that I enjoy the most, because this fact is crazy. It's 6 times more bend resistant than steel, hemp alone, once it's infused properly. And our pricing, as you can tell, I put the prices down here on these two products. This product's gonna be $17, and this one's gonna be around $12. And so our product for 3 pens was going to be $7. And our quality, we're going to have a coat on our product to give it kind of like a polish, but it's also going to be an eco-friendly sweat and water resistant on it. So when your hands start sweating when you're writing a lot, it prevents it from messing up the pen. And we also wanted to really make sure that everyone knows that we are a trusted seller. We wanted people to know that all of our pieces for our materials for our pen are all going to be coming from the United States, and we're going to be making them in the United States. So that's also a really good grabber for our customers.
And for our revenue stream, the way we're going to be making money in the first year is we're hoping to sell at least 100 products within our first month. And the way we're going to manufacture these products is we have a distributor that sells hemp in bulk, and we're going to have the hemp shipped down to a manufacturing plant in Edinburgh, Texas, where the product's going to be created. And then we're still deciding whether or not we're going to distribute the product directly from the plant, or if we're going to, for the first few months, have the product shipped back to us, and then we distribute the product ourselves through shipping services and through our online website. And then towards the end of midway through year one, we want to get into where we're selling thousands of products, and by the end of year one, tens of thousands. And by the end of year one, going to year two, what we want to do, we want to expand beyond the e-commerce market, and we want to get more into the retail market as well, to put our pen into stores like Office Max, Staples, particularly within the state of Texas. And for year three, what our ultimate goal is to have eco pens in retailers all throughout the country, and to have a strong presence in the e-commerce marketplace as well.
And so one thing too about this as well that he didn't add, so in Edinburgh, Texas, I have family, like my dad that's where he does all his labor and his production for his company, because he's an entrepreneur. And so that's why we would be having free labor too, like through family companies and stuff like that as well.
And what our projected profits are for year one, we're expecting exponential growth. We're primarily going to be selling online through our website. And for year two, what we're projecting just constant steady growth into year two, moving into the retail market. And year three is where it gets kind of tricky, because the projection here of 15% is kind of a conservative one, because there's a lot of potential. You can't necessarily predict which direction a business is going to go. This is probably on the lower end of the projections, because this would be this net profit right here would be if we were only able to expand into like neighboring states or only a couple of other states, whereas there's a possibility we could be in 30 states. So the numbers could be a lot higher than that as well. And what our expenses mainly consist of are going to be the labor cost, the cost for material, and the cost for shipping. And our other expenses besides that are going to be whatever we invest towards advertising. For the most part, advertising isn't going to be too expensive. Where we're going to have to allocate the majority of those funds is just to having a space on Instagram or TikTok where we can actually put our advertisements out there, because creating the advertisements ourselves, we can literally do that on our phone. So there shouldn't be too much money spent there. And then the way we're going to attract customers is through our presence on social media. And the way we're going to try keeping a base of loyal customers. And the way we're looking to accomplish that is to set up things such as like memberships on our website, or if they follow us on Instagram, they can look at our story, or we can email them newsletters, or they give us their phone number, things of that sort, just to keep them posted on updates of the company and potential discounts and other ideas. And for our MVP process, the way we were able to determine the direction we were able to go in is we set up a survey on our website, and people could access this survey through either our TikTok or Instagram accounts, which had links to our website, which had a link to the survey. And the results of our MVP showed that 13 people responded. 9 of the 13 said they'd be interested in a hemp-based writing utensil. And at the time, we were actually at a crossroads whether or not we should do a pencil or pen, and we determined that we should do a pen. mainly because it was evenly split, and the manufacturing cost of a mechanical pencil would have been way higher than a pen. So, and it would have been more expensive in labor and materials just because it's something that's more intricate to create. Whereas this pen is going to be very simple to create, it's going to be very cheap, and it's going to be very easy to create them in mass quantities. And the marketplace for writing utensils in general, I mean, it's a steady marketplace, it's very stable. I mean, everyone needs to write, so everyone's always out buying pens and pencils. And I mean, as you can see here, the pen subsidiary of the writing instrument market size, I mean, it's steadily rising along with everything else. So the market itself is a very stable one, and we're one of the only companies to ever a pen made out of hemp. The other companies that have offered hemp-made pens, they're usually like Artisan Made. They're very nice pens, but the issue with them is it's like $20 for an individual pen, where we're going to be selling pens in packs of 3 for $7. So our ask right now, our startup cost is going to be $5,000. We're asking for $2,500 to cover half of this startup cost, and we have personal funds that we're going to allocate to the business as well. And the way our business is going to be structured, it's going to be a partnership between me and JT, and we're going to split whatever profits that are meant to be kept by the ownership are going to be split 50-50. So thank you for listening to our presentation. We're open to any questions y'all might have about the business.
Good job.
Cool. Good job.
Yeah.
I like how you shifted and learned some things, moving from mechanical pencil to the pen. I think that makes a lot more sense.
And one of our biggest ideas as well with the pencil to pen was we understand that obviously a pen would be more business formal, and most contracts don't get signed with a pencil. This is a pen. Sorry about that.
Yep.
It's my alarm for fourth period. No, and so we were just like, a pen would just be all around better for any age group,
Sure.
like people who are signing contracts and just stuff like that as well. And so that's kind of what our goal was shifting.
Got it. I'm a little confused how, are you going for durability or sustainability? So are you trying to get a pen that you only have to buy once every 5 years and that reduces waste? Or will the pen itself biodegrade? And if that's the case, where does the ink go? What happens with it?
So the thing was, our whole presentation was based off of it is our product is not fully biodegradable. So we want to be buying the ink indirectly so we can say our product itself actually is biodegradable, but we're buying the ink separate. So that's kind of what our goal was kind of shifting towards. So the ink, obviously there's no eco-friendly substitute for ink, but everything around the product else would be biodegradable.
So the ink well and tip goes into the hemp
Yeah.
pen. Okay, got it. And
Yes,
are you selling it together, or are you just?
Well, we're gonna be selling it together, but we're not actually saying our product is fully biodegradable.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
95% of it, 90% of it will be biodegradable.
Got it.
That's kind of what we were going for. Because if we could find an eco-friendly substitute for ink, we would, but it's just there's no eco-friendly substitute for ink yet.
But even the ink has this in plastic or something, right?
Yeah, no, but there's a way you can make the ink canister where the ink sits in out of eco-friendly material.
Okay.
Because that plastic can be substituted, but it's just the ink itself that can't.
Okay.
And if I'm being honest, I'm almost 110% sure. I might be wrong, but there's a way to convert hemp into like a plastic-like material, so we could even make the tube out of hemp if
It's infusing the
possible.
fibers. So I read a lot about it, and so when you infuse the fibers and you heat it up, you can actually make a plastic-like substance. Obviously, it's not going to be completely, it's going to be translucent, so it's going to be near the product, but it also is biodegradable as well. But it's when you're infusing it, it takes a little bit longer to biodegrade, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be like a plastic substance. But we wanted to go for a really wood-like feature because so with our prototype, it was really light and it was really good feeling, like the wood feeling. And so I kind of wanted to stay with that. And so all you have to do is just shave, you get pipes about this big of hemp and you just shave it around until it's like a thin piece, and then you sand it. And so it was pretty basic and it was really easy to make.
Okay.
And so that was the thing.
Turn these off.
Yeah, we're so sorry about that. I got stuck out here for 10 minutes. It's been a crazy day.
Good.
Yes, I was originally curious about pencil, but they definitely have answered that question. So your ask is 2,500. You say your total need is 5,000 to launch the thing. Can you break down what that $5,000 is used for?
So, I mean, what the $5,000 is going to be used for, it's going to be used to mainly buy our first shipment of hemp, and it's going to be, this funds are going to be allocated towards shipping that hemp down to Edinburgh, Texas at the manufacturing plant. And it's just, the startup funds are going to primarily be used to make our first batch of pens, pretty much. And I don't think we would really even need to spend any of that money on marketing, if I'm being honest. We might be able to do that for relatively cheap with our own money.
And here's one thing too. So we are trying to find different ways to make advertisement free. So when I was talking about the algorithms, I can go more in depth with it. And so how I made this algorithm through 3 different social medias that all combined together that Miss Martin and all of them really loved. And so my main goal was to hit TikTok first. So TikTok has an insane amount of social media boosting. So that means 1 like and 1 share on your video can go to like 15 different people. So then it just keeps spreading like crazy. And so that's where I wanted to create an all-around very big product off social media. And so then we have our Instagram linked through our TikTok. And we can also link our website with the TikTok as well. And so our Instagram was where we're going to actually get really big into the business advertisement. So TikTok has an advertisement theory as well that they already started making and everything. But it's not as big as like Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. And so one thing too that we also wanted 2,500 for is because if the advertising doesn't go as planned through this algorithm, I wanted to go into Facebook advertising. And so Facebook advertising costs $10 per day to up to $50 per day. How I do eventually like extensively want to do it. Mm-hmm. And so every single hashtag you have it under is another $10 to $50. So if you run 10 of those, that's $100 to $500 per day. Yeah. So that's why the advertising will play a part into the 2,500. But right now, I'm trying to find my best way to make advertising completely free, which is going to be really hard. But that's just some of that 2,500 was going to go towards it because we wanted to just play it safe. So we have the advertisement for it.
And your manufacturer that you found will take it from raw hemp, however that comes, yes, to all the pen components to delivering you a set of 3 pens in a sleeve or something like that, where you can.
Yes. Yeah, so that that manufacturer, we're gonna have to do some like talking with them and stuff like that to see. But for right now, they can send us the raw material of hemp in the sizes that we need to do it ourselves to shave the pencils down ourselves. So that's why we chose this one. And so the hemp and also the hemp in the bulk is not insanely expensive. But I mean, at the end of the day, how much we're gonna have to get comes towards that 2,500 as well.